Ever wish you could, like, I don't know, get inside someone's head and see how they make decisions?
Well, yeah.
Not in a creepy way or
Oh,
anything,
right.
but like just to understand their thought process, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
And AI is involved.
Really?
It's pretty wild.
Wow.
So there's this company, Demoscope.ai,
Okay.
and they're building these incredibly detailed personas using AI, but, and this is key, we're not just talking about basic demographics.
Right.
This isn't just like, millennials love avocado toast.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about simulated people.
Interesting. So how do they do that?
Well, that's the really fascinating part. They're using, get this, behavioral economics.
Oh, wow.
To simulate how people actually make choices. It's
Ugh.
pretty amazing.
So it's more than just knowing, say, someone's age or where they live.
Way more. It's like getting a glimpse into how their brain works, their values, their motivations, all the things that influence their decisions.
That's amazing. Do you have an example?
Absolutely. They have this whole library of these AI personas.
Okay.
One that's really interesting is Rosa. She's a 35-year-old professional living in London, I think.
Okay, so pretty specific.
She doesn't have a car, works as an e-commerce manager, that kind of thing. But it's the details of her simulated life that are so revealing.
Like what? What kind of details are we talking about?
Well, for example, her profile mentions she's really big on sustainability.
That makes sense, being in London and all.
Right. And convenience is also really important to her. She leverages technology to make her life easier, which again...
Yeah, very urban lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. And all of that factors into how she makes choices.
So if I'm a company, say, designing a new product
Yes.
for the London market, I'd want to know that.
You got it. Understanding those values is huge, whether you're a business or like a city planner.
I see.
Imagine you're trying to get people out of their cars and onto public transport.
Okay, yeah.
If you could test your ideas on a simulated Rosa, you'd get a much better idea of what would actually work.
That's a crystal ball, but instead of vague predictions,
Exactly.
you're getting these really specific insights.
And it's based on real-world behavior.
Even if it is simulated, right?
Precisely. It's like, whoa, this is amazing.
It is pretty cool.
Tell me more. How does this work?
Well, let's take another persona, Zoe. She's a 21-year-old single mom, also in the UK. She's studying to be a teaching assistant.
So she's got a lot going on.
Definitely. Her persona is designed to simulate those kinds of trade-offs someone in her position has to make every day.
Okay, so how do they simulate that? Like, what's an AI version of Zoe thinking about?
Well, it's not about just being a young mom,
Yeah.
right? It's about, well, it's about simulating the trade-offs she makes. They use this method.
Okay.
It's called discrete choice modeling.
Interesting.
It basically mimics how she would weigh things like, limited time and money
Yeah.
against her aspirations.
So, like, if there was a new childcare app,
Which, a young mom like Zoe,
she'd love that. Right.
right. But, and this is where behavioral economics comes in.
Okay.
It's not as simple as Zoe needs childcare, she'll use any app. People are predictably irrational. She might choose a less convenient option to save a few pounds.
Even if it adds more stress.
Even if it does, yeah.
Wow. So they really thought this through. This is all based on, like, actual research into how people make decisions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about bringing that human element into data analysis.
Mm.
And it's not just younger demographics or whatever. They have personas like Pippa and Peter, both in their 60s and 70s.
Okay.
They're navigating aging, healthcare, mobility, all those things.
That impact their daily lives.
Exactly.
This is incredible. It's like they created this, like, digital test group for any scenario you can imagine. It's like The
Right.
Sims,
Uh-huh.
but for serious research, right?
I like that, yeah. It's one thing to, create these incredibly detailed simulations of people,
Right. Which is already amazing.
but to actually use these personas to, like, solve real-world problems,
Yeah.
that's when it gets really interesting.
Okay, so let's talk applications.
Okay.
What are some, like, concrete examples
Oh.
of how someone could use this?
Imagine you're trying to get a read on public opinion.
Okay.
Say you're a city planner
Okay.
thinking about a congestion charge
Okay.
in a busy downtown area.
So, like, you'd want to know how someone like Rosa
Big deal.
would react to that.
Exactly. Instead of just, like, sending out a survey,
Right.
you could simulate the reactions of thousands of these AI residents.
So it's like a
It's like running a massive
virtual experiment.
virtual experiment. And you're not just getting, like,
Yes.
a bunch of yes or no answers,
Right.
you're seeing how different demographics might change their behavior
Oh, wow.
based on the policy.
So you could actually see how, like,
Yeah.
Rose's commute might change?
You could,
Wow.
the model could show that Rosa, who bikes to work, she's fine with it.
Right.
But someone like David, who has a long commute,
Okay.
relies on his car,
Mm.
might be negatively impacted.
That's amazing. You'd be able
Yeah.
to see those, like, unintended consequences before you even do anything.
It's about getting that more
Yeah.
nuanced, granular understanding.
Yes. This is so much better than,
How
like, a pie chart or something.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's not just city planning, right?
Yeah, no.
You mentioned app design.
Oh, yeah. This is great for anyone designing digital products.
Okay.
Remember Zoe, our busy single mom. Well, say you're developing a new parenting app.
I was just thinking about her, like
Oh, right.
how valuable that would be for a developer
Invaluable.
to have access to that.
By simulating how she interacts with the app,
Yeah.
you could see usability problems before you even release it.
Oh. So, like, you'd catch those little things that make you want to throw your phone across the room.
For example, you might discover that
Yeah.
Zoe really struggles to use the app one-handed while
Oh, while she's got a toddler.
exactly hanging on her leg.
Juggling a grocery bag.
Okay, that's brilliant. And so then you can like tweak the design before
Yeah.
you even put it out there.
And it's not just glitches.
Right.
It's about understanding their needs.
All right.
Right. So you might find that Zoe's more likely to use it.
If it connects with her other social networks,
Oh, that's smart.
offers rewards, referral.
So you're not just designing an app,
Yeah.
you're designing it for Zoe.
For Zoe,
That's amazing.
that's the power of it.
And that level of, like, personalization, I feel like,
Yeah.
could make or break whether something succeeds.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
It really is something.
And it makes me wonder, like, could this be used for even bigger,
Oh, yeah.
like, societal challenges?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one we should definitely explore further.
Okay.
Let's take a quick break and then we'll dive into that.
So we've talked about, like, simulating commutes and even designing apps.
Right.
This technology is, like, seriously powerful.
It is.
But could it actually, help us tackle these big,
Yeah.
like, really complex social problems?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is.
And I think it has that potential.
Okay.
Think about something like food insecurity
Okay.
in low-income communities.
Right. That's a big one.
It's so complex.
It's not just about, like, giving people food, right?
No, there are so many factors.
There's systems, there's access. It's
Exactly.
a lot.
But imagine if you had a persona
Okay.
like Marcus. Say he's a single dad,
Okay.
working 2 jobs.
Trying to make ends meet.
Exactly. And you could see
Yeah.
how he's navigating what are the obstacles?
Still accessing healthy food.
Exactly.
So you'd see, like, is transportation an issue?
Is he working during the hours
Yeah. Yeah.
that the food bank is open?
Wow.
And then you could test interventions,
Right.
right? So maybe a mobile food pantry
Oh, interesting.
that comes to his neighborhood
Makes it easier
would be more effective
than, like, the traditional.
than a traditional food bank.
That's really cool.
Or maybe childcare subsidies would free up
Oh, that's a good point.
enough time and resources to access.
Right, because then he's
Yeah.
not having to work 2 jobs.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like you're taking the
Like there
guesswork
isn't.
out of it.
It's about using data
Yeah.
to make more informed, compassionate decisions.
It's about really understanding people's lived experiences.
Yes,
This is amazing.
it is definitely.
I've got to say, I was, like, a little skeptical at first.
Yeah.
This whole, like, simulated people thing
Right.
sounded a little too good to be true, I'll be honest.
It's definitely a new frontier.
Yeah.
And, this technology, it's still early.
Right.
It's important to remember that
Yeah.
these are powerful tools.
Yeah.
They're not a replacement
Right.
for, real world data
Right. Or for, like,
or for human expertise.
sun judgment.
Exactly.
So it's not about, like, handing over the reins to the machines and being like, you figure it out.
It's about using them to
Yeah.
ask better questions.
Right.
Test our assumptions.
Right.
Design better solutions.
I love that. So it's not about replacing humans. It's
Right.
about kind of augmenting
Exactly.
our ability to understand each other.
I love that, yeah.
That's awesome.
Using AI to enhance our humanity.
Yes. That's a great place to end it, I think.
I think so too.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Learned a lot.
Me too.
And, I think it's safe to say that AI is changing the game when it comes to understanding
Absolutely.
human behavior.
For sure.
And I think we've only just
Oh,
We've
yes.
scratched the surface.
Just the beginning.
Who knows what the future holds?
I know, right?
Maybe we'll all have our own, like, little
Yeah.
AI advisors in our
I
pockets
like it.
helping us make decisions.
I love it.
But for now, I'm just going to sit with all these
Yes.
fascinating insights
Lots to think about.
and let them simmer.
Absolutely.
So as always,
Yes.
thanks for diving in with us,
Thank you.
and we'll see you next time.